Have you ever wondered how biotechnology has transformed human life? Our tale begins not in the gleaming laboratories of the 21st century, but in the ancient kitchens where mankind first discovered the power of fermentation. Picture the humble beginnings of biotechnology in the making of bread and wine, harnessing the prowess of yeast to transform simple ingredients into something extraordinary. As the centuries rolled on, these rudimentary techniques sowed the seeds for a scientific revolution. The fermentation process was honed and perfected, birthing an era of industrial fermentation in the 19th century that would forever change the brewing, baking, and cheese-making industries. But the real game changer was yet to come. The dawn of the 20th century brought with it a seminal discovery that would redefine our understanding of life itself: the discovery of DNA. Suddenly we had a blueprint, a map to the very essence of life. The mid-20th century saw the DNA double helix model proposed by Watson and Crick, an event that ushered in a new age of biological understanding. Fast forward to the closing years of the 20th century, and we hit another milestone in our journey: the mapping of the human genome. This was not just a map, but a complete atlas of human life, opening up possibilities we had only dared to dream of. Then came the birth of genetic engineering. We moved from merely observing the wonders of biology to manipulating them. This was the dawn of a new era, an era where we could harness the power of genetics to cure diseases, improve crops, and even engineer new forms of life. The stage was set for a revolution. Biotechnology was no longer confined to the realms of academia and industry. It had entered the public consciousness, sparking debates on ethics, regulation, and the very nature of life itself. And so, the stage was set for biotechnology to revolutionize our world. Among the earliest triumphs of this technology was the production of human insulin. This was a game changer in the field of biotechnology and a beacon of hope for millions of people living with diabetes around the world. Before the advent of recombinant DNA technology, the primary source of insulin for diabetic patients was animals, primarily pigs and cows. However, animal-derived insulin wasn't an ideal solution. It often led to allergic reactions and other complications, as it wasn't identical to the insulin produced by the human body. That all changed in the late 70s, when scientists at Genentech, a pioneer in the biotech industry, achieved a breakthrough. They engineered bacteria to produce synthetic human insulin, a feat made possible by recombinant DNA technology. This method involves taking the gene that instructs the human body to produce insulin and inserting it into a bacterium's DNA. The bacteria then act as microscopic factories, producing insulin identical to that produced by the human body. This breakthrough transformed the treatment of diabetes. Synthetic human insulin is not only identical to the insulin produced by our bodies, but it's also cheaper and easier to produce than animal-derived insulin. It significantly reduced the risk of allergic reactions and other complications associated with animal insulin. The production of synthetic insulin also marked a significant milestone in biotechnology. It was the first time a human protein was manufactured on a large scale using genetically engineered bacteria. This opened the door to the production of other vital proteins using the same technique, including growth hormones and clotting factors. The impact of this breakthrough cannot be overstated. Today, millions of people with diabetes rely on synthetic human insulin to manage their condition. It's a testament to the power of biotechnology to improve human health and well-being. The creation of synthetic insulin is just one example of how biotechnology has impacted our lives. And as we'll see in the next scenes, it's far from the only one. So, stay tuned as we delve deeper into the world of biotechnology and its incredible potential. Next, let's turn our attention to another life-changing product of biotechnology: somatotropin, or human growth hormone. This magical molecule, produced naturally in our bodies by the pituitary gland, plays a crucial role in the growth and development of children, and maintains the health of human tissues and organs throughout life. But what happens when the body fails to produce enough of this essential hormone? Enter the miracle of biotechnology. Scientists can now produce somatotropin in laboratories using recombinant DNA technology, a process that involves inserting the human gene that codes for growth hormone into bacteria. These bacteria, acting as microscopic factories, then produce the hormone on a large scale. This process of production is meticulous and fascinating. It begins with the isolation of the human growth hormone gene. This gene is then inserted into a plasmid, a small, circular piece of DNA found in bacteria. Once inside the plasmid, the human gene is replicated each time the bacterium divides, resulting in a rapid multiplication of the growth hormone gene. As these bacteria grow and multiply, they churn out human growth hormone, which is then harvested, purified, and prepared for medical use. This is a prime example of how we can harness the power of nature, in this case, bacteria, to serve our health needs. Now let's talk about the significance of this technology. Somatotropin produced through recombinant DNA technology is used to treat a variety of medical conditions. It's a beacon of hope for children with growth disorders, allowing them to attain a normal height. It's also vital for adults who lack sufficient growth hormone, helping them to maintain muscle mass and energy levels. This isn't science fiction, it's science fact. This is the world we live in today, a world where we can treat growth disorders with a product of our own creation. The human growth hormone, once a scarce and valuable resource, is now readily available, thanks to the wonders of biotechnology. Imagine a world where we can treat growth disorders with a product of our own creation. That's the power of biotechnology. Interferons, naturally occurring proteins in our body, have also been produced thanks to biotechnology. These proteins are a part of our body's sophisticated defense mechanism. They sound the alarm when our body is under attack, launching a multifaceted offensive against the intruders, viruses, bacteria, or even cancer cells. Let's delve deeper into how these natural defenders work and how biotechnology has harnessed their power. Interferons are pretty much like the body's 911 service. When a cell gets infected by a virus, it releases interferons, which rush to the neighboring cells and jumpstart their antiviral weapons. This sends the body into a state of emergency, preparing it to fight off the invasion. But interferons don't just stop there. They also alert the immune system's special forces, the T cells and the natural killer cells. These cells are the body's SWAT team, trained to take down the infected cells and stop the spread of the virus. This makes interferons a critical part of our immune response. Now, how has biotechnology harnessed the power of interferons? Scientists have learned to produce these proteins in the lab using recombinant DNA technology. This technology involves inserting the human gene that codes for interferons into bacteria or yeast. These tiny organisms become our factories, churning out large amounts of interferons. Producing interferons in this way has opened up new possibilities for treating diseases. For instance, interferons are now used in the treatment of certain types of cancers and hepatitis. They slow down the growth of cancer cells and stimulate the immune system to fight against the disease more effectively. In the case of hepatitis, they can reduce the virus's ability to reproduce, helping the body to clear the infection. So, interferons, these tiny proteins, have a big job in our body. And thanks to biotechnology, we can now produce them in large quantities, enabling us to fight diseases more effectively. Once again, biotechnology has given us a way to combat deadly diseases. Finally, let's take a glimpse into the future with human gene therapy. This groundbreaking field of biotechnology has the potential to rewrite the blueprint of life itself. How so? Well, gene therapy is a technique that modifies or replaces faulty genes with healthy ones. Imagine a world where genetic diseases are not a life sentence, where conditions like cystic fibrosis or muscular dystrophy could be treated at their very source, the genes. Now, it's not as simple as swapping out a faulty light bulb for a new one. It's a complex process involving precise delivery systems, usually in the form of vectors, to carry the correct genes into the cells. And even then, there's no guarantee the body won't reject these new genes. But the challenges aren't just technical. There are ethical considerations as well. Questions arise like, who gets access to this potentially life-changing treatment? And should we allow gene editing for non-medical enhancements? These are complex issues that society must grapple with as this technology develops. Despite these hurdles, the promise of gene therapy is immense. It holds the potential to revolutionize how we treat diseases, moving away from managing symptoms to fixing the root cause. With biotechnology, the possibilities for the future of medicine are limitless. From brewing beer to curing genetic diseases, biotechnology has come a long way. We've journeyed together through the Insulin Revolution, the miracle of growth hormones, our body's natural defenders, and the promising field of human gene therapy. Each step, each advancement is a testament to the incredible impact of biotechnology on our lives, and a glimpse into a future where the boundaries of science are continually pushed. Subscribe for more because you won't find me later. Together, we'll continue to explore the fascinating world of biotechnology.